Okay, so we got all these instructional videos on YouTube, which none of them are fucking helpful. None of them matter. 90% of you aren't going to give a fuck about what I have to say anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this shit. I don't care, okay? First off, how to deal with rejection, Outback Zach. Now, Outback Zach, I think you're hilarious, dude. But the truth of it is how does everybody deal with rejection? They cry like a little bitch, and then they move on to the next rejection. Okay? I don't need a video on YouTube on how to build a goddamn car, okay? You know, first off, 90% of the YouTube videos are fucking useless when it comes to instructional things. So we get these Call of Duty guys, you know, they're like, oh, how to get this kill streak on Call of Duty. Okay, I don't play Call of Duty enough anymore to really give a fuck in the first place. Excuse my language. Second off, I mean, really, who wants to watch a 20-minute video on how to get this kill streak when we can go ahead and, you know, take the time to go out and spend $20 on a goddamn strategy guide that is written by the guys that wrote the game? Okay, so maybe I'm a cynic, maybe I'm an asshole, I don't care. The truth of it is I've been drinking quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. Alright? Another thing that gets on my fucking nerves. Walmart. Okay? We all shop there. We all pretend we don't shop there because the basketballs and the clothes are sold by little kids in the Middle East. Fine, whatever, I don't care. You know, I've got like 15 different shirts from Walmart, but you won't get me to admit it in public, alright? 90% of my kids' Christmas presents came from Walmart, so Merry Christmas, guys. Another child in the Middle East made that for you. Now, we all try to buy American. We all try to, at least I do, try to find something that's American to purchase rather than purchasing the Middle Eastern made bullshit or the Chinese, okay? Anybody that claims to be pure American or claims that they have pure Americanly made products and owns a computer is full of shit. Anybody that owns a high-def TV or any TV of that nature that claims that it's not from China or Taiwan is full of shit. This is the same person that's walking around with a Motorola cell phone and a Bluetooth. Guess what? None of them are made here. So, really, we all buy shit from all around the world. Our fucking cars aren't even made in America. Truthfully, the problem is everybody thinks that you need to buy everything made in America and you need to be all smug about it. First off, I was born in America. Does that mean I was made in America? Probably. You know, I mean, I guarantee you that my family didn't go to Brussels to fuck, you know, my mom and my dad. So, realistically and obviously and figuratively, I'm American made. But where did my parts come from? And here's where I digress. I'm not American made as much as my parts were from overseas called Europe. I'm white. Get over it. Most of the white people in this country are from other countries. Down the line somewhere, most of the black people, actually all of the black people, excuse me, and this isn't meant to be racist, have descent from Africa and various other places within their inlying country. So, how are we supposed to sit here and act like hypocrites and say that we buy only American because we're Americans when the truth of it is, realistically, down the line somewhere, none of us are fucking from here. Unless you're a Native American in the first place, you're not from this country. And even Native Americans weren't from this country. You look through evolutionary shit and you read the history. It's called the land bridge in Alaska. That's where most of the Mexicans and the Native Americans showed up from. So next time you piss off a Mexican by letting him know that he has Asian descent and possibly a small dick, you need to explain to him the history on it. Because let's face it, most people don't pay attention to history unless it comes to the fucking Mayans lately and the fact that the world's supposed to end on 12/21/2012. Well, guess what? It's 12/25/2012 and I'm still fucking sitting here. Have you ever thought that maybe the fucking Mayans stopped making calendars because they looked down and realized, hey, you know what? We made the fucking calendar up until 2012. We're good. And if you believe the world's going to end just because we don't have a fucking calendar for next year, let me explain something to you. Is there any place right now other than on a goddamn tablet and on one of those 3-year calendars that you can buy a calendar for 2014? Now your computer will go into 2014, your tablet will go into 2014, and your fucking cell phone nowadays. But the truth of it is, honestly, the world's not going to end next year. We're stuck in it. The world ending would be an easy way out. The world ending would be a nice thing. Because let's face it, the fucking world sucks. Kids don't respect anything. We buy Christmas presents for them for, God, 18 years of their life and plus. And then they still put us in a fucking retirement home when we get older. So I digress. The world isn't going to end next year. The only way we know when the world's going to end is when we're all fucking dead, and by the time we're all fucking dead, we won't care anyway. No matter what your religious preference, most of them have a common theme. The dead know not anything, so we know nothing of our lives. Which gets me into kind of a more of a conundrum question to all this. If we know nothing of our lives, how are we to be held responsible for what we did in our lives? Well, you know what? It's called life. It's called going to jail from time to time. It's called having a woman stab us in the fucking back. It's called going without getting laid. It's called going without this and that. The struggle that we live is on earth, and then the reward for it is eternal life. I digress. I'm not here to preach. The problem I've got is all these stupid motherfuckers out there that want to believe the Mayans, want to believe the government when they say Y2K was supposed to happen, when the truth of it is maybe these people that actually go to church and are still believing the fucking Mayans should realize, read the fucking book that God set out for you. And I apologize for all the swearing, and I'll square up with God, because only God can judge me and you. But the truth of it is, if you're a Christian and you believe that the world was coming to an end in 2012, maybe you should pay a bigger bit of attention to that book that you supposedly study every Sunday, and maybe possibly go to Bible study all week on. I digress. I am tired. I am sick of sitting here bitching about this shit. People are fucking stupid.